Hey guys, couple quick announcements here. The first off is we'll be having our final meetup in Melbourne on April 18th at the Oxford Scholar, which is down in the CBD. So hope to see you all there. And the second is that this was recorded in a car. Yes, it is, it's not the best audio quality. And hopefully if you are listening in a car, you can kind of relate. But it's a little bit different, especially if you're coming from the EEV blog audience. We do apologize. This is a little bit lower than normal, but hope you enjoyed it anyways. Here we go. This is the Amp Hour Podcast, released April 17th, 2017. Episode 343. Road Trip to the Deep Space Network.
Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Dave Jones from the EEV blog.
And I'm Chris Gamble of Contextual Electronics.
On the road to Gundagai. Sorry, you have no idea.
I don't know
that's
that one.
a
I was
song,
going to say, on the road again.
Stuck behind a truck.
Yeah, right? Dave Jones, professional driver.
Yep.
Hopefully this is not our last show. Yeah.
Well, it is a dual carriageway, so it's not like we can do a head-on.
True. Right.
No.
So you mean either, there's like a median strip.
Yep. But the odds of hitting a kangaroo,
Yeah?
Yeah. No, during the day. No, you have to do it after dusk.
Right.
Yep.
Because kangaroo are like deer.
Right, yes, they come out at night, yes.
Yeah. So are we saying where we're going? When are we telling the public where
We are going to the Canberra Deep Space Tracking Network.
I guess we're telling people right now.
But we're not telling them what we're doing there.
Aha, yes. Definitely. Yes. Space, probably, something.
Right.
Yes.
To be in the know, you had to actually come to the meetup.
Right, the meetup. That was good.
Yep.
Yeah, we had probably, what did you say, like 75 people there?
75, 80 maybe? Yeah. It was great.
And we ended up giving away 2 of the Dave DMMs.
Yep.
And 1 of our...
Scopes,
yeah.
That's it.
Very exciting.
Yep. Was that the biggest meetup you've been to?
No, because I've been to the San Francisco hardware startup meetups.
Oh, right.
Are pretty big. Those can get up to like 200-300 people.
Oh, right.
But they're very different, right?
That's
more
totally.
of like a networking
and they're doing
thing.
presentations and stuff, right? People giving talks and right.
I prefer this kind of because it was great. Like everybody with broad project. There's a bunch of great projects. There was, people chatting and seemed like everybody was social. And, yeah.
And I wasn't going to shoot video, but I ended up shooting video. Crappy handheld footage. So
so people will get to see what actually showed up. That's good. Yep. I mean that is always nice for the seeing what's going on and what people are working on. It's always different when you see it in person versus like documented. Like a casual look at it is different than if they're documenting it. It's like very cleaned up. It's like you want to see all the warts pretty much. Like, oh, here's the bodge wire, here's this, here's that. So
there were a lot of people who actually bought a hack. Bought hardware in there a lot.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
That's how you start.
And somebody bought in the actual printout.
Oh yeah.
They bought in the printout.
Yep.
And they actually printed it out that day.
Right.
And it had PAL ASM code.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Yeah, that was for CPLD. Right?
Yep. Yeah. Yes, for PAL. Yes, programmable array logic.
Right. Yeah, you know what that stuff is. I know. I'm like.
And so you can program it using ASM in quote marks. PAL. Well, yeah, it was a PAL assembler program, so you could define it. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think does anyone do PAL ASM anymore? Does anyone use that? I doubt it.
I don't know what that is still. So, it seemed like he did. Yeah, I mean that was for like programming stuff out in the bush or something, right? I think it was like communication tower stuff.
That's what everyone does here. They just program stuff out in the bush.
Right. Right. That hacker space out in the bush. Right.
No, it worked really well in the city. I liked it. Everyone said that. Having it in the city was a good thing.
Yep.
Yep. It was easily accessible.
Yeah, we were like right down to Piermont Bridge Hotel.
Yep.
It was nice.
Darling Harbour there. Yep.
Yeah. Not the best weather, but
but
Yeah, apparently a lot of the weather didn't really. I don't think it's bad. I mean, like,
No.
I'm coming from, getting off the winter in the in the
Exactly.
Midwest, this is all fine to me. But
And we're experimenting here. We have no idea if this is going to work or not.
the
Audio.
oh, I thought you meant the amp hour. Yeah.
No, right.
343. Sure,
No,
343.
I-
We're not
that
sure.
sounds
We're not sure
perfect.
yet. Yeah.
It's,
Right.
verdict's not in.
Right.
And a lot of people were telling me that, one person, two,
Yeah.
right, said that they had no idea the amp hour existed. They went, "Who's Chris?" Like,
Oh yeah, they said
what
that
is this? You know,
in
like,
the video where you
Yeah.
poke my shoulder to see if I
right,
was
yeah.
Yeah.
They said, "Who that? What?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?" Like, yeah, because I don't actually promote it. The amp hour, like it's on. There's a link on the website, isn't there? eevlog.com. There's a
probably,
link.
yeah, we linked
I
it.
think so.
Yeah,
you know,
probably.
but no, I don't promote it as such. So I should actually just do a yearly video or something saying, "Hey, you know, we've got this amp hour thing. You know, if you like the audio format,
Totally possible. Yeah.
yeah, and we'll get another flood of
We're not doing it for the fame.
listeners. Oh,
Yeah,
of course we are. Come on,
We're doing it for the road trip, man.
that's it.
All right. So now that people have heard that this is we're going towards this thing, I can mention that Justin, who we met, who's from Perth,
Right.
he very generously gifted me a DVD of the Dish.
Oh, the Dish.
Yes.
The Dish. And you watched the Dish.
I watched the Dish.
How-
It was a good
how was
movie.
it? Yeah,
I liked
it's
it. It
great.
was,
Yeah.
good to see
Quirky.
Sam Neill again. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
right.
hadn't seen him since
Jurassic Park.
1 and 3. And
that's
yeah,
great.
not the best actor, but
Right.
good memories of the old days.
Right.
Yeah,
Nah, he's competent. I like Sam Neill. You know.
I'm more of a Jeff Goldblum fan
Oh,
myself.
yeah. It's hard to beat Jeff.
If we're talking about
Oh, no,
Jurassic Park actors,
right? No,
Yeah.
no contest. Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't realize the role it played in the Apollo 11 stuff, and that's what it's all about. It's
That
like,
is correct. Yep. Yep.
So that was cool. That was
Yeah.
great. I mean, it was actually like a comedy and everything.
Yep.
You kind of see like
Yep.
60s Australian.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
This
Yeah.
movie was 90s, right? It was like a 90s
The
movie.
90s or something like that. Yeah.
But it was about
2000s.
60s
Yeah,
culture.
it was. Yeah. So it was all period. It was all shot in, and they got all the old hardware too.
Oh, really?
If you actually see like all the consoles and everything.
Oh,
else,
yeah, they had Nixie tubes all over the place. That was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So they got those out of the archives, and it was quite realistic from that point of view.
Uh-huh.
There was a lot of discussion on the Oz Electronics forum back in the day. You know,
Oh, yeah,
when that movie came out. Oh, yeah, everyone's saying it's pretty realistic. You know.
Cool.
Yep.
I like that part too. They showed a part where they're like they're instead of going up the access port to the center of the dish, they
Yeah.
just tilted the whole damn
They
thing down.
just tilt the whole
they
thing down.
step onto it.
Yes.
As the dish is pretty much because it's like
Yeah.
I mean I don't know how big is that one?
It's 70 meters.
70 meters.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And that's not what we're going to see today, right?
We're not going to parks, no, but
Right.
we are going to see a same-size dish, a 70-meter dish.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So it's the same size.
Okay.
But the thing with parks nowadays is it doesn't transmit. It's only a receiver. They actually pulled all the transmitters out of it.
okay.
So parks can only receive. So they can't use it as part of the deep space tracking network because they've got to talk to the probes as well as receive.
Right.
But
You got to send it.
Yeah.
Send it a
Yeah.
turn this way, turn that way.
yeah.
I can't imagine. So like, do you know when they send commands out to these things? Is it
Yeah.
like sending like assembly code? I mean, like what it?
And that'd depend on the operating system. It'd use a robust operating system so you couldn't nuke it, right? So you
Right,
couldn't
right.
send a command and the whole thing just goes.
Yeah, right,
You know,
right.
so-
Well, I remember when we talked to Tony about MicroPython. That was the idea, is that
Right.
those kind of like interpreted languages is so that
Yep,
also the same kind of thing, but
Yep, I think there's a similar thing. But, if you're talking about like some of the older probes, right?
right. There's nothing like that.
There's no real smarts on them, They've got like tape recorders.
Yeah.
There's like these probes
Robust
have-
tape recorders, of
robust
course,
tape
yeah.
recorders in
Yeah.
tape recorders in space. Yeah, that's how they store their data. They
Yeah.
store their data on reel-to-reel tape recorders.
I wonder if that's
And,
better for like cosmic stuff too.
Probably, like I'm sure, there's no way you could have a bit flip, like with tape, like the magnetic bits are just too big,
Yeah.
to be flipped. It's
Oh,
just,
that's yeah. That's an interesting
Yep.
point.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We're heading to Goulburn.
Yeah. Goldburn.
Goulburn. It's
Burn.
not.
Goldburn.
You don't say the
Goulburn.
burn. No, it's Goulburn.
Goldburn.
So it's Goulburn. Oh, it's not Bon, but it's like halfway between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
So-
Melbourne. How do you say it? How do you Yanks say it?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're almost saying it like a local.
Melbourne. Yeah, no, he's supposed to say it.
It's like Melbourne, or something.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
right? Nah.
Yep. So we're going to see some space stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
What else did you see at the meetup last night that you liked?
Took me back to my childhood of somebody brought in a lead matrix. Did you see the lead
Oh,
matrix?
it was all hand soldered.
Yeah, all
my
hands.
God, that was
No, but
beautiful.
not just that, it was all Veraboard.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
so
right.
how many LEDs did he had like 10 high by like 100 wide
Yeah,
or something, doing
right.
scrolling LED.
And then it did like a clock function.
Yeah,
and
a
like
clock function. It had Mandelbrot sets on there and stuff like that.
Right,
and
it was ESP8266 that then talked
Yep.
to like the driver chip, which
Yep,
then
yep.
but then you flip it over and it's all hand soldered like
Yeah.
point-to-point wires.
Or point-to-point mod wires, or
Right.
point-to-point wire wrap wire. Like it wasn't wire wrap, but they used the wire wrap mod wire.
Yeah,
and
right.
cut them all and routed them all
It
as
was
well. It
gorgeous.
wasn't just like a rat's nest; they were all routed. Oh,
Did
beautiful.
you took video of that too? I took video of that as well. It's
Yeah, I got
just
some video of that. That
really
was
cool.
great. Yeah. And that's how you built stuff back in the day, because doing a board was a fair bit of work.
Well, and he
like
said
you
that
couldn't buy one.
he's not done a board yet.
No,
so I
no,
was
no, no,
I was
that's right.
I was doing the hard
Yeah.
sales pitch for KiCad, of course.
Right, of course. Of course.
So yeah,
yep.
it was that was a good one. And then Jonathan, did you see his? I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, the soldering iron.
The soldering. Okay, you did. Yeah.
He did that. He started that project that morning.
Right.
That morning, he did it in like less than like 8 hours.
Right.
So he hacked together a portable genuine Heiko soldering iron, using a drill battery
It was like
pack.
a Makita drill pack.
It was a Makita drill pack, and he used. I didn't know you could buy that and get this, but you can buy on eBay fake Heiko controllers, like for the digital solder for that.
Right.
Like, so it's got like it's the controller front panel.
Yep.
So it's got like the LCD with the digital readout of the temperature. It's got the controller, like the actual power controller for the element and everything. And it's got the knob and everything else, and all in one. So you just hook that up, and he wired that in. But he only had on his Wi-Fi module, he only had 2 I/O pins.
Right.
So, but he had 4 inputs, so he had to he had to use multiple things, and it just so happened that the Heiko standard has a 3K3 pull-up or something, so it generates a half rail voltage to detect that. So he figured, that's half rail. I can use other voltages to detect other things, like a switch pushing it off and on for when you put it on the stand, it automatically turns off. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was
cool. And he did that hack in 8 hours or something. That was great.
Really great. Yeah, because and what we were talking about it too, because that's a real need, right? So at one of the other meetups that I did in the one in Wellington, someone brought they had a butane version,
right? And
they said that to actually solder using that on the road, you have to heat it up, but the control is so poor and the heat source is so strong that you have to turn it off before you actually touch it.
Do the joint, because it'll just destroy your pads.
Exactly, right.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one though, this was
this is like a $600 Heiko iron, but hooked up to a.
Oh, was it that much, really?
Oh, it was their expensive model.
I didn't know that. Okay.
It wasn't their bottom of the range FX,
right.
thing.
I had never seen that model before too, because it had the LED
on the handle.
Yeah,
on
right. So it actually
handle.
shows as it gets to temperature, to show the PWMing and stuff like that, which is really nice for visual indicator of this is in heat up mode, that kind of thing.
And I've got a photo. It actually had a belt for the clip, like a belt clip on it. So you can put the battery pack on your belt clip. So all he needs is another holster on the other side for the iron, and boom,
wow. Draw.
You can picture that. You can do that for your contest board, right?
Oh, well,
you could do that.
I haven't mentioned the contest board on here yet. So.
No, but yes, you've got as in a physical contest.
Right.
board.
So I'm working on I call it a soldering obstacle course, but what it really is a soldering time trial for like a fireman contest or a lumberjack contest where they do different types of. Oh yeah.
I'm a nerd and I'm okay.
I lay it all night and I solder all day.
That could be a thing.
There you go. Yeah, right.
That could be our new
oh God, intro song.
Intro song.
Right.
We should totally record that.
Oh,
we should work up some lyrics and record that.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah. So the idea is that it's got a bunch of different types of solder joints, like TPs and Stonehenges and all these.
Yep.
I don't even know if they're real names. It's just what I call them. And the idea would be you have to do these. You have to actually solder like 0 ohm resistors in line, and you can test it by having an LED turn on, that kind of thing. And then people can film themselves doing it with a timer next to them, and then that's how we compete. And then we can, there'll be prizes and all that other stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. Remote soldering time trials.
You didn't do this as an amp hour thing, right? It's a contextual electronic.
It was started as that, but I mean,
Right,
it was.
okay.
I figured I was going to just release the board on. I mean, it's just a board design, so that
Right.
I was going to put it on Oshpark so anyone could order it, or whatever service they want to do.
Yep.
And
Got it.
Yep.
Sweet.
So that'll be sometime soon.
Got it. There's some pretty advanced hacks there too. They were like, big FPGA stuff and things like that.
Oh, I don't know if I saw the FPGA
Oh,
stuff.
okay, you missed it. Okay.
What was that?
That was a video encoder, like a real-time video encoder.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, I think it was like a Vertex or something, and it was some pretty heavy-duty hardware was brought out, and GPS trackers. My mate Keen does a GPS tracker for rats.
Yeah.
So you actually glue it to the back of the rat.
Right. Right, and then it stores it. He said it stored it in like Spy Flash or something like that.
Something like that. And
then you pull it off after.
Right, after you find the dead rat, and then you guess, otherwise you have to catch the rat.
Where's this little bugger been? Right. Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. So that was overall though. I mean, definitely one of the better meetups I've been to. So first time, not a bad showing. So I'll be doing one in Melbourne. I'll be announcing that probably. I'll probably put that at the beginning of this episode. So it'll already have been announced.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
People that are in Melbourne, don't forget. Melbourne. Is that how they say it?
Melbourne. Yep.
Got it. Ooh,
Right.
Kappa.
Oh, yep, cop.
Oh, is Dave gonna get a ticket?
Might.
Oh yeah, that would be great. We could record it.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, officer. We were recording a podcast.
We weren't paying attention to the road.
Right.
Anyway, it hasn't come after us, but they don't always do that. Sometimes they just snap your number plate. They snap a photo.
Oh, really?
Through the camera, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot about how things are different. Most things are the same, to be honest.
Right.
In my travels.
Yep.
Obviously, we're on the wrong side of the road here.
Yeah.
But I've gotten used to that, too.
Right, okay.
And, I mean, there's other small cultural things, but...
Right.
Traveling. Anyways, I say that we are going to pause here because we're going to actually check to see if this sounds okay.
Yep.
And then we'll.
And if it doesn't, you may not hear it.
Right, exactly. So at that point, who cares? But if you hear us come back, or if you've heard the beginning here at the first place, then we're going to keep recording like this.
We'll probably. It can't suck that bad that we're not going to release it. Surely. I mean, we are using lapel mics.
Right. Exactly.
So we got
Right.
like. Yep.
Right. So we got to use your time efficiently here.
Okay. Yep.
We're very, very important people that we can just drive to Canberra on a Wednesday. Right?
Is it Wednesday? I just lost track of days.
Yeah, it is Wednesday.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, so
Hang on. Silent period. That should do it.
It's a moment of silence for all of our resistors and capacitors that we've blown up over the years. Definitely not us trying to do noise reduction on this sound.
No, definitely not trying to. Yes, we'll just at a cafe and we stopped for lunch.
Yep.
And
it sounded okay-ish. It's not going to be like the best.
No, we didn't. Well, you didn't have real headphones. You got those little wanky, bloody in-ear things.
Earbuds.
God, you can't hear a thing with those things.
Yeah, but it sounded okay enough. That,
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we've had worse.
Right. So if you don't know, if you want to take out noise, like where you're driving at the moment, you hear the tyre noise, and all that. Well, maybe you can't.
Well, hopefully not.
Well,
yeah,
hopefully not.
Yeah.
But there's lots of tyre. We're in a Toyota Corolla. It's not exactly a Rolls Royce.
Right. Whisper quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There's utes all around us. Utes.
Yep. Utes, trucks. Yeah. No worries, mate.
Yeah.
Throw in some Kevin Bloody Wilson music.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah. We can.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got that constant drone in the background.
Yep.
So the way you take that out, depending on your program, is to get like a silent period. So we just didn't talk for a bit, so that we could get like a 10-second silent period, so it can then sample that noise, that background road noise, and then do some magic algorithmy stuff and subtract that. Basically,
it's probably doing like a DFT or something, right?
Or would it be like a rolling window filter or something like that? Or I don't know. What you think it might be doing a DFT?
I figured like a DFT, like maybe it's just getting like the noise profile of like where the most energy is, and then you just kind of knock that down.
And then just knock that out. So you think it's doing it that way? Could be.
I guess. I don't know.
All right.
But we were talking at lunch. I forget how we got on the topic though. We were talking about the cost of university.
Yep.
Somehow.
And now we've got rain.
Oh yeah. More silence? Do we need more? No, it'll be fine.
Different type of
different type of noise profiles. Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about the cost of university and how things are changing. Oh, I mentioned that I saw one of my friends was talking about college debt, and as like some people carry that into their 30s. I have lots of friends, doctor friends especially, but but engineer friends, other people, at least in the States, the cost of education is significant, right? I was saying that there's a lot of private I think the university I went to, Case Western, is up in the 40 or 50.
Gunda Guy. Told you. Sorry. I just had to point out Gunda Guy.
We're going through Gunda Guy?
No, we're not. Gunda Guy's off that way.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we are still driving here, I suppose. So.
Yep. So people can follow us on Google Maps, where currently this was the turn-off. We're going to Canberra, and we just passed the turn-off to Gunda Guy. So there you go.
And there's cows all around us.
Right.
But like $40,000-$50,000 American for 1 year of university.
Okay.
You carry that through for 4 or 5 years, and you got
See, that's insane. You told me that at lunch, and I almost choked on my thick shake.
Yeah.
Like 40,000 US a year. That's like 60,000 Australian.
Yeah, it's up there.
That's insane. So I asked on Twitter, and
I'm gonna
last
pull that
time we
up
checked,
now.
we've only got the one reply. So thank you, whoever replied. They said that Swinburne Uni, which is in Melbourne, it was $8K a year for that. That's $8K Australian. So about $6K US.
Right.
Like, that's like almost order of magnitude.
It's getting there.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's. I think that some of that's public funding stuff as well. Like, I think there's probably better public funding here, but and I'm talking about private universities too. Like some of the public universities are lower, but they're creeping up. But and there's some really good public universities. But
I don't think we have public universities.
Well,
not like in the same way you have public schools.
Well, no, not like completely covered by taxes. Usually it's like there's like some funding structure in the back end.
Yeah, no, they all get. I think every university gets government funding in some way, shape, or form. I'm not across.
Right, so like a lot of the private ones in the States don't have that, and so
okay.
But just the real reason it's so surprising though is just because you think about engineers usually make pretty good money, and that cost lingers over your head. If you're trying to build out your lab or buy a house to put your lab in, like that's...
So in theory, for a 4-year degree, you could come out with almost $200K in debt.
Yeah.
Would that... Wow.
Yeah, it depends on, your situation. There is financial aid and stuff like that, but I had a coworker that was $95K in debt, and he went to a not very good school.
Yeah.
Like, he went to, I think it was a public school, but he was just, he was also, he was on his own. He had to take out living expenses too, and he was doing school full time. So it really hit, and that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
So we were talking about maybe doing a survey, just because it'd be interesting to see, especially as people over the years how their stuff has changed, right? So obviously we have listeners from all age groups. Mm-hmm. Some people are in university now. Some people are long out of university. It'd be interesting to just kind of see where the different costs were and stuff like that. So, but
I was saying I paid. I don't remember. It was like 24 years ago or something.
Right.
That dates me. And it was. I can remember paying like $800 a semester. I think.
Yeah.
So like under $2K a year, but as I was saying, we did get a substantial discount if you paid cash.
Yeah.
So I'd been working, I had my own side business, so I just paid cash. You know, like it wasn't,
It's the way to do it, man. If you can.
Yeah. And hell yes, I'm going to take that 40% discount.
Right.
Was it 60 or something? I don't know. It was a massive discount for paying up front.
That's great.
So yeah. So does that happen in the States? If you can pay up front, do you get a discount?
I think so. There's some really weird programs too. Like, I don't know if my school did it, but I've heard about it at other schools where sometimes they'll allow like parents or grandparents to pay like 15, 20 years in advance, like over time.
What?
And then like basically it's like a trust that.
Oh, it's a trust,
that
right?
Whatever the tuition will be at that point, and under the condition that the kid gets in.
Got it.
Which they assume if they're doing that.
Or is it only for that uni, or can they go to any uni in the country?
It's just for that uni.
Oh, screw that.
Yeah.
Because the kid might decide to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's like funding structures in the States. Like there's like for my nephews, I opened up like a college fund for them.
Right.
There's one I forget what it's called. It's a name. It's not a Roth, but there's a different type of like tax advantage account.
I was going to say, is there a tax incentive? There must be some tax incentive for putting that money into.
Yeah.
So does it come out of your pre-tax money or something?
No, it's post-tax, but it's like it's not. But any gains on the stocks you buy.
Right.
It's like a Delmore or something like Dell.
Right.
Dell
okay.
something. Ooh, road got quiet. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's only because we're going across a floodplain bridge kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
And so we were also talking about education though, about the about how we were both frustrated with, even though it is. So we're paying all. So I'm paying all this money. You paid some money.
I paid all. Yeah.
But like like at the beginning, they forced you to do the 100 level course of where. So I was also mentioning how when we went to go see the Sydney Bridge, the Harbour Bridge in Sydney, how anytime I see a bridge or anything, I get these panic attacks thinking back to statics class, and that's because I had to take these classes that I just couldn't stand, and I had never used, will never use.
Yep.
But you had a really good idea with that, with the opt out.
Oh, did I? Was it? I just said opt out, didn't I?
Well, you said opt out, but the idea was, so you said you could. Some people come in knowing what they want to do.
Oh yes,
right.
Yeah,
so it's like, okay, I definitely want to do electrical. I want to sign a piece of paper that says I am skipping mechanical, blah blah blah, all of that stuff, and then you kind of fast forward, and then if you want to switch to mechanical later, the penalty effectively is, well, you got to go back and start over, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's legit. They should do that.
I know,
that's
totally. But then they would have to recognize it at the end, because you don't want to come out with the same bit of paper as somebody else who's done 2 years of airy-fairy civil engineering, right? Right?
What do you
want
mean?
to come... Sorry to all the civil engineers out there.
But
like if you said, okay, I want to opt out of all the civil engineering classes and the mechanical engineering classes, right, because that's not what I want to focus on, then you shouldn't come out with the same named degree as somebody who did those. You should come out with some like specialist option that, I did more. It's not that you'd sit those classes out. You'd have to substitute them with something else.
Sure, but I would think that
you have to get a certain number of points.
Right, but at the end, you just have more. Like I had to skip a ton of like the high end, like the 300, 400 level classes that were interesting.
Yeah.
I ended up skipping those or compressing them all into one semester, which was really detrimental.
Okay.
Like that. That really stinks. I mean, like that's because I had to spend it on the other stuff,
But if you're an employer who cares about the core, say you're hiring some sort of graduate, right? You're hiring a graduate, and the only thing you got to go by is their,
their degree.
Is their degree, right? Their course that they did.
Well, I think we know my feelings, and I know you have similar feelings. Is that it?
Yes.
Who cares, right?
But if that's all you got to go by, right? So. Then like all things, if you like two people equally, you're probably going to pick the one who's done the more thorough course material, right? Surely, like if all things being equal.
I guess so, but like that means that I would want someone who had a civil stuff anyways. Yeah, I guess you're right that you need some kind of delineation, but I would think that you could list the coursework and
Oh, okay, right.
then you're good to go, right?
And then you're good to go.
Because I mean, that's what I see a lot. I used to interview interns and co-ops and stuff like that. They would all list but they didn't have anything else to list.
No, yeah, exactly. So they'd list all their subjects.
Yeah, right.
They did, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think I probably mentioned on the show before, but we had Larry Sears on the show a long time ago, but Larry ended up teaching a course at my alma mater, which was like the best course. And I always said, whenever I was hiring co-ops or interns at the career fair, I said, if they have that on their resume, that they've taken that course and they've passed
they're in like Flint.
Immediate interview, if not potential job offer. Because but I think people that are listening that are in school right now, because we had some people at the meetup that were in school and stuff like that too. I think if you're at that point, you just gotta like somehow you gotta figure out what is that class, right? And then all of your effort goes towards that class, right? That's the one you need to pass. I remember I had a friend in Michigan who said there was a computer architecture course where you basically built a 16-bit processor or something like that from scratch in Verilog.
Sweet, yeah, right.
And it was
that's serious
30,
business.
40-hour homework type things, and
right.
That's like the kind of thing where like people get hired out of there to go design processors, stuff like that.
Yes, exactly.
So.
Totally agree. So we want to know how much people paid for their engineering education, please.
Yeah, I would love it. Yeah, I'll try and set up like a Google Docs or something for that.
Okay.
I'm not taking notes this time. I have to listen to all this crap.
Right, yeah. Oh, damn it.
Oh, damn.
You have to listen to yourself. Yeah.
It's the amp hour. We're recording the amp hour in a car while people might be listening in a car, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, weird.
Yep.
Inception. We need to go deeper. We need another car.
Right. You came up with an idea before we started this.
Oh yeah.
Right, is that we would actually listen to our own shows and actually comment on them.
There's still time. We still can do this.
Right.
Turn on the amp hour, plug in the thing, ready to go.
Yep. Oh man.
Listen to the good old days. I should mention too. I've gotten a couple of emails recently.
Yep.
Our site had some kind of like update, and anything before like episode 80 is not showing up on the site. I've been meaning to fix that.
Oh, okay.
You can always get to our episodes if you go to theamphour.libsyn.com. Yeah, .com. You can access all of the episodes, including like the full catalog, without needing to go through the feed or anything like that. So that's always a good one to know.
Because that's where we actually host our files. If you don't know,
right? It basically even when our WordPress site goes down, those files are still there.
Are still there. You can still access the show.
Right, and a lot of it's on YouTube now too, so you can always find our YouTube channel.
Yes,
so.
Although not all the back catalogue, right? Only.
No, at all.
Everything. We've got every episode. There you go.
Yeah, so that's all up there. But it's just you can't easily download that stuff. So I think that's what people are usually looking for.
Got it.
So listen in the car.
Yeah, all right. I'm eagerly watching out for kangaroos here.
Making
sure we don't hit a kangaroo.
Country.
Yeah. Oh well, no, we haven't seen any kangaroo signs yet, but we may do.
Really?
So, yeah. Oh yeah.
I should probably see one kangaroo. I mean,
right.
I was telling my mom, she was like asking me if I've seen a wallaby or a kangaroo. I'm like, I'm in the middle of a city.
Exactly.
This is not like the outback,
Right.
Still,
Yep. They're highly overrated animals.
Yeah. Right.
But like I've seen the look on tourists' faces when I show them a kangaroo. It's like,
I'm gonna eat one. I'm gonna eat some kangaroo.
Oh, you're gonna eat some roo.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
Down
go.
in Melbourne, apparently there's a place I have to go to. So.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. What is out here? So like this is like farm country?
This is all there'd be a lot of farmland out here.
Yeah.
But no, it's basically a lot of nothing.
I'm surprised there's not more wind power out here. I would think there's good winds.
There are wind farms down south here on the way to Canberra, but you may not necessarily see them on the highway. It's like
so they're a little bit inland.
Yep.
I've always thought that if I had land, that would be like at least leasing it to.
Oh, totally. I would totally lease my land out. Yep.
Yeah, I got to go. I don't think I mentioned it on the last show, but I got to go in New Zealand. I went to a wind farm.
Yep.
There's like a walk-up one in Wellington, and I had never been that close to turbine before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're daunting, aren't they?
Oh my God.
They are intimidating.
Yeah,
beasts.
I have some other videos and I put some stuff on my Instagram, but Yeah, this is like a 62 turbine wind farm.
Right.
And they were like, I think they're about 3 megawatt.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not noisy. I mean, like you can hear them, but like I always get so upset when I hear these complaints. They're like, oh, they're noisy and they're killing birds and whatever. Excuse me. And like, I mean, birds fly into things all the time.
Yep.
And and there's a lot more birds where they came from. I don't know. I just always think they're like these scapegoat excuses.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
like I don't know, I think they're beautiful on the horizon. So
Totally.
yeah. But I guess solar's probably pretty big out here too, right?
Solar take up in Australia is huge.
Yeah.
Especially on houses.
Yeah.
It's just probably. Last I looked, it was like 14 to 15% of
Oh, really?
of Australia had solar panels on the roof.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was massive. We're one of the highest in the world.
And that was partially because of the feed-in tariff, right?
That was almost exclusively because of the feed-in tariff. Yeah, once the government said, we're going to pay you 60 cents for every kilo, you know, like you buy power at 20 cents and we'll pay you 60 cents to feed it back in. Holy crap, it just exploded.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it still going or no?
No, they just ended that actually.
Okay.
Yeah, just in the recent months. So everyone had a good 5-6 years or something, and nope.
Well, I saw that
Party's over.
overall, like the solar spending is down, like
Right.
overall throughout the world, but that is almost exclusively because the cost of solar has dropped so much.
Has dropped because
Right.
Okay.
You just not paying as much
It doesn't
for
cost as much,
installs
right?
and stuff like that. Right.
So you got to look at the per megawatt hour
Right.
installation
exactly.
figure,
Right. You
which I'm sure is going up.
Oh, it's going up a lot.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay.
it's it's still climbing. But
Right.
it's,
Okay.
have you thought about? Is your roof full?
No,
You could put more in if you wanted to.
Oh well, not optimal angle. Like because we got an extension on the house, so now we can put maybe an extra 4 on or something like that.
Yeah.
I could put more on, but they wouldn't be optimal, so it kind of defeat the purpose a bit.
Got it.
Yep. And also they'd be on the front of the house, and the wife doesn't want to ruin the look of the front of the house with the solar panels on the front. So
well, that's
that's the end of that.
that's the end of that. Yeah. Discussion over. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, like that kind of stuff. I think Martin was doing a bunch of stuff with solar, and he's going to be doing that in his new place in North Carolina. He's going to be doing some solar stuff.
Right.
But I never did that at my house.
So everyone's leaving Cleveland. What the hell happened to Cleveland?
No,
Did it actually become Detroit? Or
No.
No?
I left because I wanted something new, and Martin left because I think he's working towards his retirement house. So
Right, okay.
yeah, so yeah, that's 2 people, Dave.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a trend, right?
It's a trend, yes. right. 2 points makes a line.
It's like everyone I know is leaving Cleveland.
That's right.
Right.
That is a true statement.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh man.
Yep. Oh, look at the mountain ranges. Aren't they nice?
I would not call these mountains.
No,
but,
they're hills. I mean.
yeah. The hills are very nice.
Yep.
So what are we talking about now that we don't have the... You cannot look at the internet.
I cannot look at the internet. I've got to look at the road.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of handy.
I think my internet is running out. Oh, there's a wind farm over on the left.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
I don't think I could photo that, but...
No, tiny. We might go past it further up.
Okay.
Because if you notice, we're not going to cross the mountain here. We're going to follow the valley straight through.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, so I'll try and take a picture and maybe that'll be part of it.
Right.
Um,
Can we call this the Road to Gundagai?
if you want to. What is Gundagai? I don't even...
So it's a song and it's a place. It's a famous Australian.
Famous.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, let me look up the amp hour subreddit, I guess.
All right.
Yeah. We can use this as more silence time.
We
too.
can need some more silence time. 10 seconds of silence for our fallen transistors.
That's right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah, that's a legit wind farm. Your poker little phone camera's gonna, there'll be a few dots on the white poles on the horizon, and that'll be it.
Whatever, man. I think that's gonna look good. It's amazing the HDR on these things too. Like, it just I was thinking some low light stuff.
But they're still shit cameras. Phone cameras are still shit cameras.
I don't think so. Like, once they process, like, it's pretty amazing.
If you got outdoor light, yes.
Yes.
If you got a light, like, once you do anything remotely, I'm not even going to use the word low light, but like anything that's not full brightness,
right? They
just start to really suck in.
Right. Well, that is one of the only articles that I've posted in the Amp Hour since we last talked. There was I think it's a military camera, but like you look at it, and so like we're out in the hills right now, and you look at the footage, and not only is it looks like daylight, even though it's pitch black, it has color.
Oh.
I don't know how they must be doing some kind of like compression and like color shifting or something like.
Wow.
Because
sure it's not false color?
It's not false color, but it's not. I mean, it's not full color. It's not like vivid like we're seeing now. But there is like plants are green.
Wow.
Dirt is brown. Yeah, it's really weird.
Wow.
And then they pan up to the sky too, and the stars are just like. I mean, like any kind of point light source is obviously overloading their sensor, but I don't know how the hell they're doing it. It looks really impressive though.
Wow.
So, I'll put that in the show notes too.
It's called aperture.
Yeah, I that's the thing. I never did the photography thing. Did you ever do the?
Oh, I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
You know. Yep.
Oh, I guess with all your video stuff.
Huh? Yeah, kind of. I'm kind of sort of in that business. You know.
Right, sort of.
Yep.
In a sense. Oh, this is a pretty big wind farm.
That's a big count
50 plus. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's got to be. Yep.
I mean, it depends how deep it is. It's like up on a. So to give people an audio picture, it's like up on a ridge. So and we're at the foot of another ridge.
Yep.
So it's probably catching all the wind coming up that hill.
So there's a big plain. There's a big flat plain. Yep.
Yeah. But there might be another line of wind turbines behind it. So.
And all of this actually floods too. It actually turns into a lake.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to live down there. No. There's a house. That's that paddock. Oh.
Sheep.
Do sheep float?
I don't know. Do sheep float?
I guess you'd move them up the hill.
I guess you'd move them up onto the road. Yeah.
Wow. Like a full lake?
We could have gone to the rest area and we could have photographed it properly.
I mean, this is pretty close. I mean,
know.
I don't think it turned into a bad photo, but is there like a lake at the end of this thing then too?
Not unless it's been like heavily flooded and raining and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that's good timing. We were talking about turbines and then they show up. So
hallelujah.
So we were talking before about the we were talking about kind of the full scale of power stuff too, right? Because we were talking about nuclear storage and stuff like that, nuclear waste storage.
Yep.
And you were saying that you think Mr. Musk is a little overzealous with the storage.
With the grid scale storage,
yeah.
Right. It's
well, and so like, and I mentioned
there's got to be better. I do not see. I'm going to make a big call here.
There's
another rest area on the left. Would you like to stop?
No, it's fine.
Okay. I'm going to make another big call here. I am going to say that lithium-ion batteries, as we know them, are not going to be a grid-scale storage solution.
It'll be a start, but yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
There'll be some amount.
There'll be some amount, but it will not be the solution.
Yeah.
That makes grid-scale storage viable.
Got it. Actually, so one of the people who showed up in the at the Wellington meetup, I didn't realize that they're doing this, but he actually volunteers at a recycling center.
Right.
And then strips out the packs from old laptop. They test the cells.
Interesting. Yeah,
they're DIY like whatever the power bank called, right? Like the thing that Tesla's making. But they're home grid storage.
Right.
He said he had, I think he was pushing like 10 kilowatt hours.
Right, yeah,
storage.
That's a decent pack.
Right, and so he had like 3 or 4K kilowatts on the roof, and he had like a 10 kilowatt hour storage system, but it was all DIY. It was like 3D printed holders.
Nice, right,
and then,
wow.
So all of these batteries, I'm trying to remember, it was showing only, it was like 3.5 volts on it had a little built-in meter as well. And it was showing 3.5 volts, so it wasn't fully charged, so they must have been all in parallel, right?
because
Right.
they're all
yeah,
lithium
yeah. If it's
cells.
a 3.5 volt pack, yeah.
And then I think each of those was in parallel, but then you would take this full pack, and then you would the 3.5 volt pack, or sorry, wait,
Yes.
3.7 volt
Yeah.
pack would then be in series with a bunch of other of those
Right.
packs.
Yep.
And then you
Got it.
there must be controllers, all that other stuff. It was a neat solution, and I mean 10K is not.
No, that's.
I mean that'll run your house.
That is a Tesla Powerwall.
Right.
You know.
Powerwall. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And
that's what they're doing too. They're using the spent. They're not like bad batteries. They're just
Yep.
not to the same standard of being able to fast charge and do all that stuff.
well, see, the problem with lithium-ion batteries is they're the wrong type of battery for grid scale energy storage, because they're super low ESR. They're designed for the
For, like, fast
the
delivery,
cars.
right?
Yeah, they're designed for fast delivery. Super high currents.
Right.
You don't want that for a grid scale storage solution. You want something that has
Low and slow.
a low and slow,
Yeah.
low and slow.
Yeah.
That's what you want. So I'm thinking about maybe getting a flow battery pack.
What's that?
For a flow battery pack is it uses pumps, and it pumps the electrolyte fluid, so hence it flows through the cells. And they're designed for just that. They won't produce like high peak currents, but they're designed for slow charging, sort of slow-ish charging, slow-ish discharging, right? But they basically never wear out. Like,
I just saw Roadkill Kangaroo.
Oh, you saw a roadkill kangaroo? There you
Yeah,
go. Oh,
yeah.
there was a lookout.
Oh, fine.
Oh, that was the lookout for the
This guy's
wind
gonna
farm.
merge. Watch out here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no, that's too nice.
Yep, that's all right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I got pictures. I'm
That's
cool.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yes.
Man, so much
flow
stuff in one
batteries.
area.
Yeah.
So flow battery. So how big would that system be then? Because that's the thing. Like it seems like the Powerwall is pretty small.
Yeah, well, there's an Australian company that make a 10 kilowatt hour flow pack.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like normally these are like they do use them in industry, but they're normally like big, large scale solutions.
Okay.
But they've actually developed a home one, which is 10 kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
But they're in Adelaide, so I don't, it's hard to get to and do a video on.
Oh, I see.
It's. But they do like to trailer two containers shipping container size ones.
Okay.
Right.
So like they'll show up for like a small city or something.
Yeah.
I
Like
see.
if a power, if a town's out of power or something, they could show up with their on the back of the truck with their thing. They can power the town for a day or something.
Right,
Yeah.
or you could like power a cell phone tower.
Oh, you can,
for like a long time.
Yes,
right.
yes, exactly. So I think they've got a reasonable future, but they are mechanical. They require pumps, right, to pump the fluid through.
Yeah.
But nothing extreme, nothing that you can't get a super reliable pump for.
Uh-huh.
But they don't drop in capacity at all. So a 10 kilowatt hour pack you buy today will still deliver 10 kilowatt hours in 10 years' time.
Well, does you have to add electrolyte? It doesn't evaporate? Or?
I don't know the maintenance cycle on them. I think it's almost zero, as long as they don't leak. As long as they don't leak. Because what they do, don't quote me on this, but they basically, it basically coats and then strips off a zinc bromine coating onto these plates. So when you put charge into them, it actually plates these zinc plates, right? So it actually plates them with this bromine. It's a zinc bromine solution.
So it probably just pulls the zinc out.
Exactly. So it's a completely replaced. So unless the system leaks or whatever, you can plate and replate these plastic sheets or glass sheets or whatever they are. There's multiple sheets, and it just actually plates them. And then when you extract energy from them, it deplates them, and Bob's your uncle. You can do that infinite number of times.
I doubt it's infinite, but yeah.
Yeah,
it's probably some.
There's some system limit thing to,
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure. So they won't be working 100 years' time.
Do you know
maybe.
how much does the cost on that kind of thing?
They are more expensive than a lithium-ion solution, probably 50% more cost, I think.
Okay.
Round about that. So,
but you might get more years out of it.
But you might get a lot more years. Yeah, if you're thinking long term, and they're not exothermic, like the ion packs are, right? So they're completely safe. They cannot explode and catch on fire and
challenge accepted.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, they've got a reasonable future. But they're very niche at the moment.
Did you see that article about the? I didn't quite understand the technology, but there's a guy, he was being talked about a lot because he's a 94-year-old scientist.
Yep.
He was at UT Austin. He helped with lithium-ion.
Oh,
early
he
stuff.
actually developed them. Yeah.
Yeah, but now there's some new solid battery that they were talking about.
It's actually a glass. It
Yeah.
uses, some glass in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know, some people are raving about it. And of course, it made all the media because, like, the guy who invented lithium-ion batteries says this is the future.
Right.
So it grabs all the headlines, of course, right?
Well, like any battery technology, it's like, we'll believe it when we see it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like you have to, otherwise you get so excited every time
Yep.
you see
Yeah,
like
of
all
course.
this stuff. But
Yep.
that is such a huge piece of energy stuff, and
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
But are any of those, like, let's say, like the flow batteries, for example,
Sure.
right? If they are the technology for the grid storage solution,
Sure.
right? Let's just assume they are, right? But there's so little call for that at the moment. Like the Tesla car uses, and all their cars use the 18650 lithium-ion cell, so they can leverage that market, that massive market, to pay for the R&D, to pay for everything else, to pay for the early years of, high price stuff to get the manufacturing cost down.
Well, yeah, those have already been paid for by all the laptop makers.
Exactly,
right?
all the laptop manufacturers, and now all the car manufacturers who are putting all the cells in their car, right?
Yeah,
But
we were talking about the Gigafactory too,
exactly.
right?
So, but where does that advantage come from? From a grid scale solution that might be perfect for grid scale, but it has no play anywhere else, right?
Well, I think these days it's like you have to. Honestly, I think China's energy policy is really like encouraging. Like they're investing in solar like crazy and grid storage stuff too, and so like something like that where, I mean, they were part of the reason, better or worse, China was part of the reason that the solar cell costs dropped so much.
Yep.
And because they were basically flooding the market with a government subsidy. I imagine that if there was some kind of grid storage solution that they endorse as well, that could also drop the market. But it's pretty dependent on, something of that scale of like countries endorsing a solution is potentially problematic, right?
It is.
So
well, yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's never happened, right? I mean, hell, we're going to do space stuff, right?
Right.
How much stuff has been, enabled by NASA investing in some kind of technology, right?
Exactly, infinite. Almost all technology these days can stem from NASA programs somewhere, probably.
Right.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yep. Good old money. Yeah.
Fusion.
Yeah?
Fusion. It's going to be the solution.
Yeah, in 20 years.
In 20 years.
In 20 years.
Everyone guarantees it.
20 years from now.
Just
20
like,
years from then.
20
years from tomorrow.
Why is like 20? Well, 20 years is a generation,
Sure.
right? So I guess that's the round ballpark.
They'll never check on this.
Right?
They'll
No,
never check. Yeah.
never check. Yeah.
Right.
And people live to be 100. Oh shit, we checked.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Ray Kurzweil's screwed, right?
Yeah, right. He keeps taking them vitamins.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that guy's crazy. He works for Google now, doesn't he?
I don't know. No
I
idea.
think he does. But yeah.
I'm very disappointed. I said fusion would happen 20 years ago. I thought I didn't necessarily think it'd be 20 years, but I thought we would have had a lot more progress than we have had now. Which is basically bugger all.
Right. They're still like, well, we're almost at non-negative energy.
We can generate like 100 watts for a microsecond or something.
Right. With a net 100 watts.
Yeah,
right?
net 100 watts.
Takes like a megawatt to get started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Do you think there's just some technology like that is just uncrackable? It's just not possible. I'm sure there is, and that could be one of them.
I mean, that feels like one of those things where it's like there's so much. What is it called? Where like the condition where it's like a ball teetering at the top of a hill.
Oh, right. Yes, right.
It requires that kind of level of control to get that. And,
yep.
I mean, so much of like, so like as an entropy thing, right? Like any kind of amount of entropy then basically makes that ball roll off in an unusual direction, right? And you can't really control it then. Whereas like, I don't know, like existing energy solutions is like burn things.
Yeah, burn things.
There's a lot of energy and entropy rather, like when you're burning things, right? It's just
stuff that's taken millions of years to build up. There's a lot of stored energy.
Right, exactly. And so it's like, I get it, but it doesn't feel like we operate on the level where it's required. Like, yes, okay, I get that the sun is also, it's fusing things.
Yep.
But we don't have that kind of gravitational control.
Right.
So, yeah.
Someone will crack it.
Yeah, gravitrons
smart
and
cookie.
stuff. Yeah.
There's a Nobel Prize to be had, folks.
Yes, that's right. Just keep trying.
Start working on it.
Yeah. Be safe. Be safe.
Well, there's so many. Yeah, there'd be a lot of crackpots, I guess, in quote marks, out there working on it.
Oh, sure.
Thinking they can crack it.
Right.
But we've talked about this before, right?
Sure.
Like the age of the individual being able to make such a huge monumental discovery is practically zero.
Well, I think that
right.
a lot of that too is like we're living off myths, right? Like,
right.
Like we talk about Elon Musk, right?
Right.
Elon Musk is not doing anything. I mean, like he's
no.
Sure, he's helping guide what he wants to do, and obviously he's raising money.
And he could do it because he had money, and
he is very technically minded. Like he's a smart guy. I get all that stuff, but like there are hordes of people that are doing this work with him.
Oh yeah.
Just like with Edison, just like with Tesla, just like with everyone, right? Maybe Tesla, Tesla had assistants, but
right. Yeah.
He was a smart guy. But like, yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of the times there is the myth of, I remember Bunny was talking about it too. He's like, he was talking about Tony Stark and telling Jarvis just to fabricate the thing. It's like,
right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just the myth. That's what we love to think because we want to think that we can do it all on our own too.
Yep, exactly. So we project that onto others.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, me and Dave, we don't do shit.
No, we just, I don't know.
Drive to Canberra.
Yap on for a living.
Yeah, right.
Right, bloody hell. We make a living.
Yeah.
Don't dare criticise us.
How dare you?
We feed our this is how we feed our families.
I don't have a family, dude.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, how about we were talking about your speaking of feeding Dave's family.
Right.
We were talking about your new probe. We didn't talk about that in the show yet, did we? Is it?
No.
Is that public? It is public, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's up on my website.
Oh, okay, good.
You just can't buy it yet.
So.
And there's no price on it yet.
Yeah. Who's that for though? Like, so who should be getting one of those?
Everyone who's watched my video, how not to blow up your oscilloscope. That's all 200,000 people who've watched that video.
Right.
Should have a high voltage differential probe.
Right.
It just means that you can probe around on anything mains related or any other circuit that it basically floats the ground. Basically,
right.
At high impedance is the ground via a 4 meg resistor. Right.
Yep.
But it just allows you to program without blowing up your circuit under test or your oscilloscope or yourself.
Well, I think that's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I always. Ooh, we're now entering. Sorry.
We are now in the Australian Capital Territory.
Sorry, we're just getting little driving updates here as we go.
Yep.
And of course, the roads got worse.
Right. Yeah.
We're now in government territory.
You might have heard that. It just instantly changed. Yeah. Different state. Yeah.
And Gungalin's on the. Yeah. Is that how you say it?
What?
Gungalin.
Gungahlin.
Gungalin.
Gundahlin.
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 Oh, I didn't see a D in there. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, so I was always disappointed that like handheld scopes didn't get more. We're talking about batteries too, right?
Yeah.
I'm always disappointed that they didn't become a bigger thing. I guess you could do that. We could do kind of like what Jonathan did with the. You have a battery, but you just need an inverter then, and then you can do that kind of thing.
Well, you can, but like everyone has a scope, so it's easier, and you like it, you know how to use it. It sits on your bench. You're better off buying a high voltage differential probe, than getting a properly rated portable scope. Right, the key part there is properly rated.
Right. That's true. Yep.
And
because we used to use those things for when we were doing like like floated ground stuff,
Right.
For like test measurement
Yep.
equipment type things.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good to keep that stuff. Now, we got GPSs, we got rain, we've got loud noises. Yeah, we got dead kangaroos, man.
This is going to suck ass.
This is gonna be a weird show,
Yep.
man. Yeah, it's all for the novelty of listening to people in a car while you're in a car.
So how dead was the kangaroo?
Oh, there's been like 4 of them, and they were way dead.
Right.
They were dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Like.
And we're slowing down.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that. I guess it's just not as specialized, and I guess probably at the end of the day, it's cheaper to have like a offline switching power supply or something, right?
Well,
I mean, like just in right. So take a Rigel scope, right?
Yep.
That's $400.
Yep.
That's definitely using an offline switcher, right? It's
Well, the other one of the problems is it doesn't come with nice safe probes, right? It's like that's another thing, and the BNC connectors are exposed and all that sort of stuff.
True.
So if you get a properly rated portable scope, right, it's got plastic BNC, like plastic coated BNC connectors, right? So you can't physically touch them, and proper shrouded BNCs which go over, so you can't get
they like lock in or something.
Yeah. So you can't get your stupid little fingers in there and zap yourself, right? So they have to be designed properly. So you can't just buy a portable scope and expect it to be safe on measurement. Yes, you'll avoid the mains ground issue,
right?
But you won't avoid the personal safety issue.
Yeah.
So that's where your high voltage differential probes come in. They've just got 2 wires coming out, separate wires. They've all got 4mm shrouded BNCs and 4mm shrouded banana plugs, and they got
that's the finger test thing. Like
yep. And they go into high voltage hooks, and they which then you hook onto your circuit. It's just
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So new EEV blog product on the way.
Yep. I didn't design it. It's like
But
it's a new one on the market, so nobody else is selling it yet.
Yeah.
So kind of like the BM235.
Cool.
So
Oh yeah, I get to see the new DMM yesterday too.
the new multimeter.
That thing's got some heft. I like
scratch and sniff. Yeah. It's some people didn't. Some people said they didn't like the thickness of it. But it's a psychological thing.
I mean, like nobody's putting that in their pocket. Nobody's putting a DMM in their pocket.
No. Exactly. You buy a pocket DMM if you want a pocket.
Right.
So.
Personally, I don't really use I mean, like handhelds are okay.
Yeah.
I got bench stuff too.
People said they would have wanted it thinner, and they were happy with the AAAs and a shorter battery life. I'm not. I want a long freaking battery life.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I want that in my phones. I want that in my test equipment.
Power line's down. Oh no, that's truck. A truck has tipped. A truck has rolled over on the side of the road.
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
That's why we're going around?
Yep. That was. Jeez. Yep. We're doing a detour. They've closed off the road.
Oh, wow.
Truck line on its side. He didn't take enough uppers, I guess.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, sleepy truck drivers.
We shouldn't laugh. It's bloody dangerous.
I know. Yeah. You should drink what I was just drinking. V. This is the disgusting energy drink of Australia.
Right.
And New Zealand. I saw it there too.
Okay.
So
yep.
yeah, and shaking with caffeinated delight all day. So.
Right. Okay, I'm just going to follow everyone else. Oh. And hey, Canberra, we can buy fireworks in Canberra.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's not legal. They banned them in all the other states, but it's legal to buy them in
blow our fingers
Canberra.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. I've never played with fireworks. And I never
No,
will.
you haven't? Okay, we used to do this. Almost blew my hand off when I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I knew a kid who did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that scared me sufficiently.
Right. Yeah, that incident almost blowing my hand off sort of, went, oh shit.
Yeah.
These things can actually be dangerous.
Oh, yeah, what do you know?
Yeah.
It's basically black powder.
Right. Yeah, it didn't help that I actually took them apart and added them all together.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, right. And stuck them down a hole and lit it all
Sagan, if you're listening many years later, don't do what your dad did. Yeah.
Man. Yep, those were the days. And then they banned it, the safety police came along and went, nope, too dangerous for our kiddies.
I can't really blame them.
They're not banned in the States, are they?
State by state. It's different.
It's a state law.
Yeah. So like, yeah,
Right.
it's like the same kind of thing where you'd go over state lines if you really wanted to get them.
Oh,
like you
okay.
could get like the.
Are you allowed to go across, buy them, and then bring them back, or is it illegal to possess them?
I mean, if you get caught, I think you're not supposed to have
Oh,
them. but-
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So like when I was in Colorado last, my uncle's friend went across to like Utah or somewhere,
Yeah.
maybe north to like Wyoming or something. But he bought a ton of them and brought them back. And,
Right.
Yeah. So it's silly. you know?
Right. So Colorado, weed is legal, fireworks illegal.
Right. Yeah.
Guns
But legal everywhere.
legal. Okay, got it. Of course. Duh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Geez, we're really scratching for topics now.
We are. No, we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're officially. Yep.
So, well, let's see. Any other electronics related things in Canberra? I guess I don't really. I mean, we're going towards spacey stuff, but
there is the telecom tower, which is the big transmitter.
oh, we're driving
tower
towards
up
it.
on the hill, somewhere up there.
Yep.
Somewhere. I don't know.
I don't really
Saw
know
it
anything
before.
about Canberra, so
No, you don't really want to.
we
know.
might be going to the Science Museum if
Yeah,
there's time.
if there's time. We don't know what time it's open till. It's we're driving in the afternoon now because it just takes time to drive from Sydney to Canberra.
Yep.
And
Let's see. So I'm going to post this on Sunday. Well, probably Sunday, Aussie time. I will be in Melbourne by then. So if people are listening, like I said, there will be a meetup on Tuesday, Tuesday 18th, and I will obviously have announced it at the beginning of this episode. So, anything else going on for you, Dave? You're going to be doing it. You said you might do another meetup at some point in the future.
yeah, I'll probably make it 3 monthly. I think everyone
Yeah.
said monthly would suck.
Yeah.
That'd be too many.
Yeah.
And 2 months, So I'll make it
quarterly
3.
is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quarterly I think is probably
Right,
good.
because we were talking about that. It's like that's a good amount of time to finish up your next project, bring it in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So-
So that's good.
Yeah, you can do a reasonable sized project in 3 months.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get maybe at least one board rev, maybe two. Right.
With the quick turn boards these days, all you kiddies take for granted.
Yeah.
Ah,
Kids
young
these days, right?
whippersnappers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's how we make up for having to pay so much for college, Dave.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should wrap that up then. I think we
Yep.
I think we hit our hour probably.
There we have, and we're in Canberra now. So
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Cool. See ya.
we have been for a while, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.